If you're at all like me, you collect a bunch of useful looking stuff that other people might refer to as junk. Welcome back to Black Bear Forge. Today I thought I would start a series of videos designed to use up some of these useful items that otherwise just tend to sit around and get rusty. A lot of my useful looking material just ends up with buckets because it's too small to put on any kind of a rack or have any kind of good organization. And while the metal buckets hold up over the years okay, the plastic buckets tend to dry out and fall apart. So I thought instead of just putting all this junk stuff, good useful stuff, back in another bucket, we would try to make some things out of some of this stuff. And what I thought I would do with this bucket of unique treasures, that's probably very similar to some of the treasures you've got in your buckets, is make an assortment of hooks. I have no idea what kind of hooks. I'm just going to pick a piece out and decide this piece looks like it should be this kind of a hook. I'm going to try and design these on the fly. No big preconceived notions when I come into the shop to do these. Now this is inspired a little bit by Matt Jenkins from Cloverdale Forge, who demonstrated at the Rocky Mountain Smiths Conference last year, and his demonstration was based on his project of 366 hooks. He did a hook a day for a full year, and it was a leap year, so there were 366 days in a row that he made a unique and different hook. Now I think I'll get tired of making hooks before I do 366 hooks, so that's not my goal. My goal is to try and do maybe one a week, so we'll have a hook every week, try to post it on the same day. I think this video will post on Sunday morning, so we'll try to have a new hook every Sunday, which means I'll be making the hooks on Friday or Saturday. There's probably at least a year's worth of one hook a week in here. I don't know if we'll go that far. We may get tired of it. If there's 6,000 views on the first video and in 3 months we're only getting 100 views on a video about hooks, we probably won't make any more. But until then, we can have some fun making some hooks. And I will try to keep these videos fairly short, fairly simple, so they're easy to watch. They don't take up too much of your day, which means I need to get to work because I've probably already talked too much. So let's take this piece of rod here, and let's just start today with a simple tulip J hook. And this is just and the tulip just refers to the little finial where we're going to punch the hole to put a screw in it. Very simple project, very quick. Pretty much all you need is forge, hammer, anvil, and a punch, or if you don't have a punch, a drill to drill the hole. I'm going to start by drawing a taper on the end of the bar. As always, we start square. We're going to do the hook in first. And we're going to go to octagon. If you work fast and efficient, you can get this from square to octagon to round, and maybe even do the little curly Q on the end in the same heat, but it looks like it's cooling off. We'll use the black heat to smooth this up some. We just put the little curl on there. It's a good chance to practice that nice even scrolling without getting any kinks. I've cooled the little curl just in case I hit it accidentally. I still don't really want to hammer on it if I don't need to. We'll just roll that around the horn. Again, this is really good practice for making hooks and any scrolls or anything else, to do it freehand if you can. Jigs are great, but you start to become reliant on them. And unless you're in production mode, I'm not sure it's that important to be that fast. So I just want to make sure that's all in line now. It's easy to get it kind of twisted when you're going over the horn. And we're going to cut it off, and we'll do the other end. You just cut this off at whatever length you think you want your hook to be. If you're making a set, it often pays to cut them all the same. And by working around in four sides into the point in the center of the cut end, and that will be to our benefit here in a minute. So this just gets a point on the end of this, which is why that cut end plays to our benefit. And this will be the little point of the tulip section. Then using half-face blows just behind where we put that point, we want to spread this out. We'll go to the peen at this point. That kind of gives us our shape, but it's just a teardrop at this point. I want to make it, give it a little character. We're going to bend that point over now. That's easy enough to just do over the edge of the anvil here if you've got a nice curve. And how much you bend this is just kind of up to your personal aesthetic. Last thing it needs is a hole punched in it. This is quite thin and very easy to deform. So a bolster plate that's the right size for your punch really can make a difference. I'm just going to go through from the front side. That's all we should need. If you don't have a bolster plate, you might want to just drill the hole. Well, that is a very simple tulip hook. I don't know that we've done that finial before here on the channel. If we have, I apologize for repeating it. And then I also have a round slotted head screw that I've color matched. If you haven't seen how I do this, I go through a process of putting these through an acid bath and then running them through the forge and waxing them so the finish matches the hook. And I'll link to a video on that right up in there. But the screw fits nicely in the punched hole, and that gives a very nice finished effect. And I think the slotted screws look way better in these things than a Phillips head screw, and certainly better than a drywall screw, which is what people do if you don't supply the screw. I've put the bucket of useful looking items down here by the corner of the bench where I'll see it every day. Hopefully I won't trip over it too often, but that will remind me that at least once a week we need to do a video about a hook based on whatever happens to be on hand. This particular hook is roughly 3/8 round bar. It's about 10 millimeters round. I probably used about 6 inches of it total in this. I didn't measure it. That wasn't the point of the project. This is about using what you have on hand, what you've been scrounging for the last few years because you thought it looked useful. Well, make something useful out of that stuff. Check back next Sunday. We should have another hook of the week. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't done so already, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. Feel free to stick around, watch a few of the other videos, share the videos with your friends and on social media, but then make time in your day to get out to your shop, make something, but stay safe, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you for the next one.